Ayoo, primates! Links to the video we react to today are in the description below. Also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell to be notified whenever we go live or put out new content. It really helps us out. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show! Alright, Chaos did have a recommendation as well for us. Let's take a quick look.
The Rabbit R1 is a tech product that is raised...
The Rabbit R what? Hold on, what? Is hiding a scam? No freaking way. This is the freaking thing from that Marquis Brownlee was talking about, right? Don't tell me they after getting the freaking after going through all that, they're actually running a scam? How? What is it doing?
A product that has raised tens of millions in venture capital, promised the world.
No way. No way this all started off with a freaking Marquis Brownlee review, and now it's suddenly turning into a whole freaking scam situation.
Delivered on almost none of it. Worse, though, it's built on a scam that the founder is now trying to distance himself from. But, hey, where are my manners? I'm trying to be more positive in 2024. So let's let this company introduce themselves at least before we say anything negative about them.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jesse, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rabbit. This is the Rabbit R1. I can speak or type with R1. I can also use R1 to call a ride. I can also use R1 to order food. I can also make R1 to a set of more
No. This is not the Marquis Brownlee. No, this is different. The Marquis Brownlee, what I'm thinking of is the thing you put, like the AI thing you put on your freaking chest, right? That everyone got mad about. I think he saw. Didn't he review this one too, though? I swear I saw him reviewing this thing.
Complex actions. For example, if I want to plan a trip to London, I can just describe what I wish.
I might have been confusing those two. Those two texts.
You can order the R1 now at Rabbit.
This is the one that has like the wheel that you spin, right? Plays games and stuff.
Rabbit.tech. And we are shipping Easter 2024.
What the freak was that?
Well, there you go. That's not so bad. You got yourself a standard tech guy in a black shirt.
I feel like I've seen him review the Rabbit R1, but I was definitely confusing it with the freaking badge. I'm pretty sure, though, the AI
Apple
badge
keynote
thing.
background? What could go wrong? Oh, and I guess it's past Easter 2024, so the product should have shipped. So before we talk about the scam angle, let's briefly check in with Tech YouTube for how this AI assistant is assistanting.
The thing that you get at the beginning is like borderline non-functional.
Book an Uber to LTT Labs.
The rideshare status is currently unavailable.
Get me a ride.
Apologies. The Uber ride request couldn't be processed.
What is this?
You are holding a taco.
Oh. I could give them a few lessons on...
To be fair, the Doritos Locos Tacos do exist, right? So, like...
Positivity.
You know?
Turns out, basically everyone in the tech sector tag-teamed this product for being non-functional or plain wrong about things that Rabbit said the R1 could handle. Things just weren't working. But what if I told you that wasn't the biggest scam? That this company is built on something much worse? And now that I've been so cheery and positive, let's go down the rabbit hole and see what's under the hood. Yes, it's a bunch of rabbit jokes. So, the first thing we need to do is go to their webpage. The R1 is created by something called Rabbit Incorporated. But this company has a strange history. It was originally registered...
That wasn't very funny.
...under a different name. SPVtuber Co. In fact, they changed their name 2 months before their official announcement. And it turns out that name change is pretty significant because SPVtuber Co. wasn't just like a shell company or the same company under a different name. They had separately raised venture capital for a completely different project. Not AI. It was for
What else did they promise?
Now, before you laugh,
they sold NFTs!
People took NFTs.
But did they actually release the NFTs?
According to a press release, the project was called Gamma, and it was at the intersection of gaming, community ownership, and Web3 buzzwords. What does that have to do with AI? Well, not really much, Conversely, Rabbit today also sort of wants nothing to do with crypto. Their founder, Jesse, announces for Rabbit, "Let me be clear, quote, we will never touch crypto. Never." Okay, well that's...
Yeah, we
pretty
got a different company for that. No, but I mean, no, that company would not be active, right? But it does mean that they were the same company in essence.
strong, but given their whole past is built on crypto NFTs, it's a little strange. Now,
Yeah.
when Gamma is
Bro
brought
said
up,
that was a bad
Jesse
investment.
doesn't
No more,
really
not no more.
deny that he ran the project. He sort of makes it sound like it was no big deal, just kind of a thing of the past. Quote, "Gamma was a fun little project
Wait,
I was
no.
involved with during early
no
COVID
comment on
time.
that.
My main work is to build a Unreal Engine 5 space station themed game that I later open sourced. Yes, Gamma released NFTs, and I bought a bunch myself just for fun. Never trade, never released any token or crypto coins, and I left that project once the game was open sourced." Well, there you go, haters. Case closed. It was a fun little multi-million-dollar project he did. He just built it on Unreal Engine. He may have sold a few NFTs, but he bought
Yeah, well, just a couple multi-million-dollar, just some chump change, it's not like a small loan, that's all it is.
a few NFTs, so, it's not a scam. Please don't look into this. Please do not look into this. Is not a scam.
Rabbit hold.
Some people may have looked into it. First, Emily Shepard, and then the writer and podcaster Ed Zitron jumped in the fray with a great article. Now, I spoke to Ed, and he told me a very different story than Jesse about this Gamma project.
It's so weird, and it's the same company. And in 2021, they raised this $6 million, and then Jesse Liu, across several hours of Clubhouse that I subjected myself to, promised the world and more.
Now, I have to say, promise the world and more is slightly inconsistent with fun little COVID project. So I decided I needed
Yeah, that's starting to sound like a crypto scam to me.
to listen to these recordings of Jesse talking about Gamma myself back in the day and find out who was really telling the truth. Jesse or Jesse?
I don't want to make Gamma, or none of us want to make Gamma as a hype and dump program. This is a legit team with millions of dollars.
I love he says hype and dump project. You mean a pump and dump? Like, come on, what you know the terminology. Why you trying to finagle your way out of it? Like, you know exactly what it is.
Fundings behind.
Basically, we're dumping millions of monies into it just to make sure that it will be a next level experiences.
Okay. I have to admit, it definitely sounds like Ed is right. This is sold as whatever the opposite of a quick NFT hype and dump project is. And this is where things get much weirder.
So NFT is only just the beginning, the very beginning of this. We probably think that the NFT part will only take, no more than 20% of the entire weight of this entire Gamma project. So after NFT, we have this huge, groundbreaking ideas about Gammaverse. Then after that, we have this, again, huge groundbreaking ideas about the clean energy versus Gamma.
Everything's groundbreaking. It's always groundbreaking. The groundbreaking coin with the groundbreaking money and the groundbreaking thoughts. These ideas are groundbreaking, you understand?
Coin, and that, the chances that Gamma coin become the first not only carbon neutral, but actually carbon negative crypto 2.0 or Bitcoin 2.0, I think that's completes the entire Gamma story.
It's carbon negative. It's carbon negative. It'll actually, not only is this gonna not use any amount of carbon, it's going to literally add carbon into the world. Like, your cryptocurrency will photosynthesize and create more oxygen. It's a reverse photosynthesis. How do you go negative carbon? How do you go negative carbon neutrality? What? Bro said these things are gonna create carbon. It's gonna be.
Now you're starting to see why I think it's strange for Jesse to claim that Gamma was a fun
Gonna
little
break
project.
ground to make a rabbit hole.
where
Yeah,
he
there you
never
go.
released tokens or crypto coins, when that's sort of what he promised. He told people he was going to release a carbon negative Bitcoin 2.0. And look, I know it sounds stupid now, but again, 2021 was a different time. And remember,
It was-
Jesse
it
had
was
millions
different
in backing.
times back
It's not
then.
hard to see how people took him seriously. He said it didn't matter how the NFTs did. He was going to execute. But where are those millions? You know, the money raised from customers. When the company changed to Rabbit, where did it go? Did it go to develop Rabbit, a completely different project? I don't know. I'd love to sit down with Jesse and find out. What I do know, though,
Where's the
is that
money,
so
Jesse?
many of the promises of Gamma didn't happen. And this is relevant to the R1, not just because this project is built on the skeleton of that scam project. It's also because the R1 was overhyped in a similar way as a do-it-all device. But this same company isn't some historyless company. They have a history of abandoning investors like they did with Gamma NFTs. I mean, Jesse even told people who were worried about the NFTs, don't pay attention to that. You know, it's all going to work out. You just got to be a true supporter.
I would suggest for our true supporters, do not pay too much detail about the current NFT mechanisms, because that doesn't matter. You know, like I can safely say that even if the entire NFT project completely failed, which I don't think that's the case, we're gonna still push the Gammaverse, and we're gonna still push the clean energy and Gamma coin happen using our funds.
I can't.
What do you mean, using your funds? What funds? Where are you gonna get these funds from? Like, if the coin failed, where the if there are funds available, why are they not in the coin?
Cannot
What do you
emphasize
mean?
enough, that was a lie. That never happened. The clean energy Gamma coin never got published or built or launched, even though Jesse said they were going to do it. They had the money. By the way, we all know it's vaporware, but I think it's important to really hear him sell it, because this is the same guy who wants you to take him seriously when he sells you the future of AI. Take a listen to the whole vision really laid out.
Gamma coin, which is basically Bitcoin 2.0, that is 100% generated by clean energy. And we did the math, we did the calculations to where if you own over 1,800 milliwatts of clean energy generation, that means you will have extra generated electricity.
Extra generated electricity. So I would literally generate electricity with my computer. So like what? You gonna? It's like I'm gonna. It's like solar panels. Does it work like solar panels? Do I get free solar panels with the freaking, like, how does, what?
That you can donate back to city grid. So the general concept is,
Bro, it's making
let's say
electricity
if
out
you own
of
a
thin
Gamma
air.
NFT, that means you own the equal portion in valuation of your NFTs at that moment of that clean energy grid that we started building in the real world. That means you own that power, that portion of the clean energy solar panels that generates that power. And that means you own that power. And that also means that you own that portion of that power, and that power will be used to generate Gamma coins. That means,
Bro, you own the power of the power. The power's power. And that power is now your power. I'm a pretty powerful dude, apparently. Yeah, it's just like downloading RAM. Exactly. You just download extra RAM, and the game's gonna run smooth. Yeah, and see, when you download the power, it gives you access to the power's power. Obviously.
you can earn your Gamma coins out of this entire clean energy cycle.
I love it.
All right. Let's try to suspend our disbelief for a second here and
I'll try,
figure this
but
out.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Basically,
I'm gonna be honest
He's
with you
saying
right now,
buying
Coffee Man.
NFTs somehow
Coffeezilla.
would build a clean energy
Kaiju of
grid,
coffee, boy.
which you would sort of co-own, which would make
He is the
clean
kaiju of
tokens,
coffee.
sort of the thing. And look, I know that
I
sounds
like coffee too.
a
I'll be
little
honest.
insane,
But
but
I've been
the
on
funny
that
thing
Red
is,
Bull kick
it's
lately.
sort of the most sensible part of this project, because as I learned, that wasn't even close to the end of it.
They were saying there was going to be a storefront on, I think, Fairfax Avenue across from Supreme in LA. They were going to do a comic book. They claimed there's a Discord
comic
thing.
book?
They were gonna
Yeah,
have
they
a
said a
freaking
comic
comic
book.
book too.
A TV show, an MMORPG.
Well, they had freaking. They
and at
had
one point-
art.
Yes. And then Jesse Liu at one point said that the future of this thing you would control using your brain logic. It is insane.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what brain logic control is? Look, when I first heard
It's
this,
Neuralink. It's like he's gonna be the next Elon Musk. His brain, he's gonna have his own Rabbit. Rabbit is going to make their own Neuralink version. I think that's what it's gonna be.
This cannot be right. This project is already crypto plus NFTs plus clean energy plus comic books. Surely they aren't gonna wrap in AI as well, right?
The ultimate goal is that
Let's go!
each NPC
Put
will be
AI in
powered
everything.
by AI algorithms, and then you will be interact directly with them using your natural language and your brain logic. I think that will be the ultimate goal. And when I say ultimate goal, I don't think that's like a 10 years plan. I think, in the next couple of years, we might just have a very good chance to achieve it.
Oh.
Next couple of years, like 2
years.
The next 2 years.
Well, why not toss in AI to the buzzword salad? In fact, I guess it maybe relates it more to Rabbit. Maybe we do have the connection.
Okay.
Right? The brain logic interface.
Okay,
is
I
the
like
connection.
this. Let's go.
I mean,
Let's make
why
it
not
happen.
just make it the Matrix while you're at it?
Yeah.
I mean, it surely is a Matrix to my
Well, there you go.
the original concept.
So
of
we're
the
on the
Matrix,
same boat. I
that,
want to be Neo.
You will be
When do I get the hot
reborn
waifu that
with
can do
your
kung fu?
alter
I like it.
identity in this
I love it.
metaverse, and whatever you do in the real world matches the exact consequences in the digital
I'm laying
world.
back in my chair way too much. My
Okay.
neck looks
Did
broken.
this man just do the if you die in the game, you die
Yes.
in real life,
you do.
unironically,
Yeah.
while selling NFTs? The answer is yes. And my only follow-up question is, if you get scammed in the metaverse, do you get scammed in real life in this world too? Look, I'm not
but the
here
difference is,
to stump for
Bitcoin
the
or-
big
or
venture
dollars,
capitalists who lost their
typically.
faces on this. At the end of the day, these are both consumer-facing businesses. They got real people to invest real money into both the $200 Rabbit R1 and into this Gamma NFT project. Both are overhyped. One just already didn't deliver what they promised, while the other is working on fixing it. So, what can be done here? Well, for one, the minimum is that the Gamma NFT holders should be refunded the money they spent.
Estimated
This
cost?
isn't even
Whoops.
my crazy...
Estimated cost of refunds. $1 million. A cool $1 million. Okay.
wacky suggestion. Jesse suggested it himself in those Clubhouse calls.
Well, that should be
I-
easy with all of that reverse negative carbon creation, right? Like that's like if you're making oxygen like that, or like like it's negative cost. So like you're gonna generate money. Like it's
Okay,
easy. You make that right
my
back real
money
quick.
to collect your NFT back if you think this is just an NFT hype and dump project. I have to say that. So the communities will have my words. Anyone that is not envisioning the Gamma to the stage 2 or 3, just want to make a couple of E's out of stage 1, reach out to me. I will buy your NFTs. Okay,
Oh,
I
there
will
you
buy
go.
your.
There you go. He'll buy it from you. You're all good. You're all safe. See, he'll buy it right back from you. Good,
Gammas
perfect.
and
Just
get
go,
it
just hit him up.
All right.
All right, we'll take you up on that. Yes, I got a haircut. So I reached out again to
Nice.
Jesse about
You're
these
looking smooth,
refunds,
boy.
but he didn't respond again. The Rabbit team did, though. They told me Jesse would not refund investors. The quote was out of context. The project was never abandoned. It was actually open sourced. What does that mean? Well, Rabbit claims the Gamma team delivered everything they promised in 3 stages. The one
What?
problem is the 3 stages they gave me aren't the 3 stages they promised. The metaverse, by the way, they said they created too, is not a metaverse. It's an Unreal Engine project file that I downloaded to play. It's based on a starter game called Lyra. You can see the starter assets here.
The sample
And the
game.
things Gamma did do made the game so buggy that it crashed every minute. But it gets worse.
Oh.
The Rabbit team denied Gamma ever
To be fair, that is AAA quality. I've played Cyberpunk when it first came out.
promised the carbon negative coin, which they repeatedly promised. They said the coin you referred to never materialized, nor was it ever promised or delivered. Now, obviously, I thought I had a stroke. Here I was listening to Jesse promise it, but also he even put it in a video saying, explaining Gamma with our roadmap.
Ultimately, our efforts will lead to the Gamma token, the first ever
The Gamma token.
carbon-negative cryptocurrency powered by our sun.
I've
Together,
been negative.
we will create a sustainable future for all life on the planet we call home. Join the Discord today and meet your fellow crew members. Gamma.
Gamma.
I don't know how they could have been more clear. I think it's amazing
Gamma.
to have them say now, we never promised that. Only to find a roadmap video with you promising, in big letters, carbon negative cryptocurrency. It's just gaslighting at this point to pretend otherwise. What is funny is that Rabbit also mentions clean energy initiatives they say they did, like reducing gas fees. But again, that's not what they promised. They promised a clean energy grid. Jesse also promised it on Discord. His post was in Chinese, but he's clearly talking about OpenSea transactions being used to buy land to build the clean energy grid, which is going to help mine Gamma coins, which is exactly what he said on Clubhouse. I mean, these people are contradicting themselves in multiple languages. So I'll let you decide at the end of the day if the Rabbit team is being honest here. Towards the end, they even tried to tell me that Gamma, in our opinion, and as stated in the fact sheet, has no connection with Rabbit. But the fact sheet they're talking about, they sent...
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that company's got nothing to do with this company, except that everybody who worked at that company works here in the same positions.
me in a document called Gamma Project Fact Sheet. You can't just declare your own facts when it's the same company who made both things, the Rabbit and the Gamma Project. How can you say there's no connection? But after realizing no accountability would be taken and no refunds would be given by this project, I began to feel bad for Gamma investors. It made me wonder, what else is this team hiding? Well, I decided to find out.
This dude, he actually got one! Tell me he's gonna review it. There's a part 2 to the video? Let's freaking go. We're watching it right now. Like, I'm gonna share this on the Discord, my dude. Please go and check it out. Drop him a like, drop him a sub. CoffeeZilla, bro's a legend. Absolutely legendary, dude. Alright, let's watch the part 2 immediately, dude. I want to see that. It gets worse! Let's go!
This tech company gaslit me so hard about their previous scam that I decided to investigate their current project, Rabbit. And what I
I'm gonna
found
share
was
this one on the
shocking. For
Discord
months,
as well.
We've been promised that this orange...
I shared the part 1 on the Discord. Part 2 right immediately afterwards. Go check it out. Drop him a like, drop him a sub. I love this dude. Dude, this is what Chaos and I, when we work together, bro, this is all we would do, is we would just freaking watch tech, crypto, like, drama videos. Like, oh, this is all we would do, bro. This was our gossip.
Rabbit R1 has an AI inside of it called Lamb that can organize your life, text your friends,
That and audio
restock
file
your
stuff.
fridge. All you had to do was ask.
Start my morning routine. Order me an Uber and find me a good podcast to pass the time. Oh,
Why is it
and
blurred
tell
out?
everybody that I might be late.
That was delicious. Check the fridge and order the ingredients to make that again tomorrow.
Now, based on marketing like this, they pre-sold over $20 million worth of these, and they raised another $30 million in venture capital, only to have MonkeyVtuber say, yeah, the product's not that great. But I bought this thing to answer a different question. Not is it good or bad, but is the AI, the Lamb, a scam? Well, we're going to find out. I wanted to start by just trying to recreate their ad with this thing. Start my morning routine.
To start your morning routine, you might consider tasks like waking up, freshening up, having breakfast, and planning your day. How can I assist you further with your morning routine?
Order me breakfast.
The DoorDash rabbit is under maintenance. Sorry for the inconvenience, and please come back later.
Tell everyone I'm gonna be late.
Please come back later. Wait, I'm carrying you in my pocket. It says in a drive-thru. Like,
I recommend informing the relevant parties directly about your delay.
Yeah, but no, you do it.
I'm unable to directly communicate with others on your behalf.
That was delicious.
what the frick? What? Yeah, I don't do that, Jack. That's not in my paycheck. Okay, they don't pay me enough for that.
Yeah, but no, you do it.
Bro really got the fit and everything.
I'm unable to directly communicate with others on your behalf.
That was delicious.
Look
Check
at
the
this
fridge
dude with the
and
apron,
order the
though.
ingredients so I can make it tomorrow.
Yo, is CoffeeZilla unlocking something inside myself I didn't know?
The DoorDash rabbit is under maintenance.
Yeah, it basically failed at everything.
Y'all ever seen the Yakuza is a father one now? Something about business suits and aprons, you know what I'm saying?
But remember, our question is not, is it good or bad? The question is, does the LAM, the AI, the large action model, does the secret sauce of this thing exist? Because the founder and CEO claims it's here on your device now. He claims LAM is a system that can infer and model human actions on computer applications, or as he puts it,
we use LAM to bring AI from words to action.
Right. This AI is supposed to do things on your behalf. And so when they'd show demos like this, where someone is planning a trip, it does look like the LAM is controlling the web page. You can see this AI clicking through Airbnb by itself, and it all kind of felt like the future. It's why people ordered $20 million worth of these little boxes. But a group investigation has revealed that Rabbit is not actually using a new foundational AI model at all. It's actually ChatGPT with some hard-coded scripts, which is funny because Jesse says Rabbit is
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
faster than ChatGPT.
You will also know that the response speed is much faster than using some of the LLM assistant apps with web browsing, such as ChatGPT.
Now that's a very sneaky claim when most of your product is ChatGPT, so obviously not faster. But you wouldn't know that because part of Rabbit's prompt is, quote, I will never mention I am a large language model created by OpenAI. In fact, the part where they do use a different AI...
Yo, that's straight up freaking fraudulent, though. That's basically just stealing the freaking AI, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You take someone else's AI, you change, like, some of the code, and then you force it to specifically say that it is not created by OpenAI. That's a bit strange.
is really only search.
This reminds me of Silicon Valley.
Why Jesse very carefully says Rabbit is faster than ChatGPT.
But in that case, it really was his code,
browser.
you know?
That's the only part of this device where they don't really use ChatGPT for it. But they don't use their AI
In fact, Silicon Valley, I
either.
feel like, would be a good example of how that would work. Because it was actually his code, it just happened to be that he made it during work time, so to speak.
Use a different off-the-shelf AI called Perplexity. So it's extremely misleading to say Rabbit is faster than ChatGPT because most of the product is ChatGPT, but it just can't tell you that because it's instructed not to. Now that we understand this, let's talk about the actual process of how Rabbit does more than search and is supposed to get things done for you. You might think it's a sophisticated AI, but actually what Rabbit does when you call an Uber or order DoorDash is it takes your question, puts it into ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, and if it's something like play a song on Spotify, it will use hard-coded scripts to navigate websites like Spotify. And those scripts are not AI. This is super important. This is the part where they say, yeah, we've got this new foundational AI model thing that does the thing. No.
Well, I just realized I got sour cream and onion chips.
Is not intelligent. Rabbit is using a platform called Playwright, which is a web automation tool, the opposite of intelligent AI. And we know this because of several researchers who got access to part of Rabbit's code base. I worked with them, I'll link them below, and I spoke with one of them, Emily Shepard, to understand why this distinction, AI, not AI, matters.
This is quite a big deal because the way LAM has been observed to work doesn't match with what they've told us about how it works. It's meant to be an AI live controlling a website and understanding that website. But what they have is just a bunch of static commands. You know, do this, do this, do.
Yeah, okay, I see. It's like when you just hook it up to, like, for example, whenever you hook up an iPhone to your vehicle, and you tell your vehicle, you command, you push the button to command the, like, Apple CarPlay, or Apple AirPlay, whatever you call it, or Samsung CarPlay, you know what I'm talking about, Android Connect, all that stuff. That's not really AI.
Do this. And the problem with that is if a user interface changes, the website changes, it can't cope with that. So anytime
it's even worse.
Spotify redesigns their user interface, or anytime DoorDash redesigns something, or even if an advert pops up in a new location, or there's a capture pops up, or something unexpected happens that isn't in that very rigid step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, a flat, hard-coded playwright script can't cope with that. And
they would have to actively update every single freaking website.
That is the opposite
consistently,
of
like a live service.
Some intelligent AI actually being able to understand the page, which is the claim that had been made.
That's right. Obviously, there's a big difference between AI, not AI. Jesse himself knows the difference and made it clear Lamb wouldn't break like a hard-coded script would.
It doesn't really matter if a app completely revamped the UI.
Got it. So when Spotify redoes its app and it moves podcasts from tabs, and then it puts the tabs at the lower part or puts it in a hamburger drop down, it still knows that's the word podcast, and that's where you find podcasts inside of Spotify.
Exactly, because the fundamental philosophy logic is that all these modern software are designed for human eyes to perceive the information, and they have to have a setting somewhere.
Right. Of course, if this were AI, it would adapt to the user interface changes, but it's not. Which is why when apps that Rabbit supports change, they stop working. As people noticed in videos, in Discord, even I noticed it while testing this device. DoorDash had stopped working, presumably because of another UI change.
The DoorDash Rabbit is under maintenance.
Now,
bro, and now it's become like a pretty consistent thing to have like your app change, like with whatever's like currently your biggest branding thing, you know?
Now, today, Rabbit actually admits that they use Playwright, but they're not willing to admit that Lamb, whatever it is not really
like
doing a lot.
Uber
Jesse
Eats
responds
and
to say
Postmates
Lamb
and
is
stuff
just
has pretty much
Playwright is
changed
equal
their
to
menu
say ChatGPT
quite a few
is just
times in the
chat.
earlier years.
We use Playwright as part of a component to operate Lamb. That doesn't mean the research and technology is fake. So what they're saying is Lamb is not these hard-coded scripts, but kind of they also admit these scripts exist. Maybe Lamb interacts with the scripts, maybe they create them, but even if that's true, it's not what they promised. Either way, everything that matters on this device is basically off-the-shelf software. The web actions are done by hard-coded scripts. Everything else is done by ChatGPT or Perplexity. So there's not much reason for the Lamb to do anything, whatever it actually does. And we're already so far from what Jesse originally promised, which I have to show you again. He kept saying was AI, not a script that would be doing all these actions for you.
We have a superhost computer that when Jason talks to his Rabbit R1 about ordering a hamburger from DoorDash, what's going on is that we first see if Jason's logging with DoorDash or logging with Uber Eats, right? And we saw, okay, Jason chose DoorDash, and then on that superhost, a Lamb is interacting virtually with a DoorDash app or website, a interface. And you don't see all of that because all of a sudden this is done all at once because it's AI.
He couldn't be clearer. The Lamb is interacting because...
Bro really made promises on recording, bro. All the evidence is right there. Nah, son. They don't do none of that.
It's AI. This is a flat-out lie. At least currently, which he says the Lamb is here now. Now, I reached out over and over to the Rabbit team, pressing them again and again on this issue. What does the Lamb do? And they kept saying, oh, Playwright, yeah, that's the thing, but it's just part of how the Lamb controls things. But I kept asking, well, what does that mean? How does this thing exactly work? If the scripts are doing the work, what does Lamb do? And eventually I got to the point where I just questioned, look, is this real? Do you have proof that this Lamb can do all these amazing things? And I should have known I was going to get into trouble here because Jesse, the CEO, says, anyone challenging the Lamb legitimacy, I automatically become super defensive. And that was true. Here's part of the Rabbit team's response to me. To start off, I would love to know more about your background in tech, because if you are not specialized in AI and machine learning, any conclusion resulting from this conversation will have no real credibility or value from any audience, because this is a technical discussion in AI and machine learning. We welcome you to invite experts with valid certificates from the field to further look into this.
Yeah, because every interviewer ever needs to be an absolute professional in what they're talking about to ask a question. You're not answering the question just for him. You're answering it for anyone out there that actually can interpolate the data. Come on, dude.
Now look,
Wow.
I found this wild for a company that raised 30 million in venture, sold 20 million in product, to be feisty about questioning their product when it does not work as advertised, and we found out it's using hard-coded scripts instead of AI. How can they be surprised people are going to question what their thing actually does? But I also think it's funny they should say that I should invite experts to look into this, because I'm not nearly the first person to point these problems out. Several people who, as I said, I spoke with, have had issues with this device. They have looked at the code base. They have also claimed they couldn't find the lamp. Others have jailbroken the R1, got into Rabbit's cloud to play Doom, and despite Rabbit saying they welcome credible critics, their reaction has been anything but welcoming.
Bro, I freaking love the modding community. People are wild. No matter what technology is out there, they'll find a way to jailbreak it and play Doom on it. And I welcome that. Every single technology product, every single piece of tech needs to be able to play Doom. Let's be honest.
Emily, who we spoke to earlier, pointed
calculator
out
should be able
back
to play
in
it.
January that CAPTCHA would be a big concern for the lamp. And Jesse's response is, sorry, I work for my team. I don't work for you, so you need to check my calendar before you command me to answer anything now. But fast forward
you
to
had
today,
time to
CAPTCHA
message
is a huge
that.
problem. In fact, specifically with Uber, we had to answer 10 different CAPTCHAs, adding up a bunch of dice in order to get it working. It was a giant pain. It took us several tries. I began to wonder if I was actually part robot myself. But the point is, getting defensive about the problem
AI should be able to read
didn't make
those
the
and figure out
problem
the
go
number
away.
for it.
And the
And then
same is true
freaking, like,
about getting defensive about the lamp.
do it.
Just because you tell people they have to be an expert to ask you questions won't
Just
stop
do it.
the questions or the problems. But now I want to take a quick
Shia
detour
LaBeouf.
into the source code of the Rabbit itself, because I also have reviewed parts of the source code, and I have serious data privacy concerns. There are things in this code base, and I can't share it for reasons that will become obvious. There are things that malicious actors could use to get any access to the replies the R1 has ever given. Now, of course, Rabbit might say they've dedicated a huge picture of a lock on their webpage to privacy, so you might think they're serious about it. But this is the same company.
Yeah,
that
we
if you
made
read
a
the
really
fine
good
print,
logo.
They're tracking your precise geographic location and collect that data. The only consolation prize is this thing is shockingly bad at tracking you, which I found out while looking for restaurants.
Find me a restaurant near you.
Looking it up now. Venetian Hot Plate, San Juan Restaurant, and Butter Churn are highly rated restaurants in Port Aransas. For a broad...
I'm not in Puerto Rico.
Let me see what I can find. For restaurants near you in Austin, Texas, consider the following options.
I'm not in Austin.
An Italian restaurant in downtown...
I'm not in Austin, Texas.
I use the internet connection to know where the R1 device is roughly located in order to provide you with relevant...
You're off by about 100 miles.
It starts to make up excuses.
Let me refine the search for restaurants in your approximate location.
Now listen, what had happened was,
Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? It just stopped. It just...
Yeah.
Bro, this is the technology that's gonna take over the world someday. This is gonna be our new masters.
I found its GPS to be really bad. Nevertheless, I didn't want to take any chances for my next experiments.
Which is why when I use this thing, I'm not in the $10 million studio at all. I'm in a $100 motel. Here to show you that once you know the code base, you can make some surprising predictions about...
Hey, bro, you can't break my immersion like that. That's not okay. You can't just do that. What are you doing? Get back inside of the hotel.
About what this thing's gonna do. For example, when I tell the Rabbit to play anything, you might think that'd be
Getting
random.
the music going now.
But it's not gonna be. It's gonna be the Beatles. How did I know that? Stop. Stop! 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 Stop!
Does it default to the Beatles?
Stop! Stop! Stop. Thank you. The reason I know it's going to do that is because it's hard-coded to do so in their prompting. They say if a user is going to say play anything, they should play the Beatles. Even when you specify, when I say play anything, don't play the Beatles. Got it?
Understood.
Play anything. It's still...
Okay, starting the music player now.
Another Beatles song. I don't have the copyrights to that, so we'll stop it right there.
All right, back now in the $10 million studio for real. No green screen back here. Look, this product is obviously bad. By the way, it's off right now. But again, what really upsets me is not that it's bad. It's that the core selling point of this product is built on a lie. And that lie is the lamb. They said it was on your device now. It's a new foundational AI. And the reason this company had to sell you a $200 product was this AI was so powerful.
Large action models concept and test results are so powerful that we decided to make a one-of-a-kind mobile device.
Yeah, Lamb was the justification for this hunk of plastic. But where is it? They say it's here now. He said it was going to be controlling your apps, but it's not. It's hard-coded, pre-written playwright scripts. And look, the best Rabbit at this point can argue, and it's hard to falsify or verify.
Is it possible to have it
might
patched
be
in?
part of the process of creating those automation hard-coded scripts for Playwright? As in, like, no, it's not live controlling your web browser or their web browser, but it can create the code that does it. Maybe that's what they're going to argue. But guess what? Playwright already has a tool for this. It's called CodeGen, where it watches what you do and just automatically creates the automation code for you. No fancy AI required. So I think the best thing you could say at this point about Jesse and Rabbit is that they vastly overpromised and underdelivered. The worst you could say is this is consumer fraud. Because even considering the possibility, and it is one, that Lamb is a real research project that's not ready, why lie about it being here now? Why not come clean and admit that whatever you're doing today is not what you originally advertised? This is not a new foundational AI controlling websites like a human. It's ChatGPT with an autoclicker. But there's one last thing I want to say. I was able to speak with an employee who worked for Rabbit, and on the condition of anonymity, what they told me was that Lamb as advertised does not exist, and that Lamb was a, quote, marketing term. Now, given that this was a very serious accusation, I reached out one final time to the Rabbit team to hear their response.
That's wild. So basically, it was just to sell.
Response.
Below is a statement that can be attributed to Rabbit in response to your inquiries. Given the approach and allegations in your first video, and your treatment of the previous responses we provided, it is clear that you are not interested in taking a balanced or objective approach, or in working with us in good faith. You can find the statement to your questions copied below. Beyond that, we won't have any further guidance for you. So this is their statement. Rabbit stands behind its product, technology, and vision to build a personalized operating system that can understand users' intentions and intuitively help them get things done. Our technology approach can be seen in Rabbit's patent filings, which are public. Our focus is protecting our customers and our data. Because of this, engineers often only have access to parts of the system. This design of segregation allows us to focus on areas each team excels in, while also protecting our most valuable intellectual property from unauthorized access, or in the worst case, theft. So, they have a patent filing. And they're saying that nobody has access to lamb. What? So how so if nobody has access to lamb, how is it inside the technology available for people to like tinker with? You're contradicting yourself. What do you mean? Why wouldn't everybody have access to it if you put it inside of the freaking rabbit? If it is in the rabbit or is it not in the rabbit? Bro. Wow. Even after the NFT situation, the freaking scams are still going on, and they just evolved. Great freaking video, my dude. Go check it out. Thank you so much, Primates, for watching this all the way to the end. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell for a rainbow explosion that will go ahead and notify you every single time we go live or put out new content. Thank you so much, goodbye, and thanks for swinging by.